What if the couch you collapse into every night after work isn't rest? It's a coffin you're building one comfortable evening at a time. Nobody warns you about this. Comfort doesn't announce itself as the enemy. It shows up disguised as safety, as I deserve a break, as I'll start Monday. And you believe it because it feels good in the moment. But here's the brutal math nobody wants to do. Every single day you choose comfort over discomfort, you are voting for the same life you already have. Same body, same bank account, same excuses, same person staring back at you in the mirror 12 months from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, unchanged, unchallenged, unlived. You keep waiting for motivation to show up and rescue you, but motivation is a liar. It only visits people who are already moving. The people you admire, the ones who built something real out of nothing, they didn't feel like doing it either. They did it anyway, while shaking, while scared, while their own mind was screaming at them to stop. Comfort zones don't kill you instantly. That's the trap. They kill you slowly, quietly, one skipped workout, one unread book, one unmade call at a time, until one day you wake up and realize you spent your whole life protecting a version of yourself that was never even worth protecting. What if the person you see in the mirror every morning has been lying to you for years and you've believed every single word? You tell yourself, I'm tired, when the truth is you're scared. You tell yourself, it's not the right time, when the truth is there will never be a right time. There will only be the moment you decided to stop lying. This is the mirror test, and almost nobody passes it because passing it means admitting something ugly, that you have been the only thing standing between you and everything you claim to want. Not your boss, not your circumstances, not your bad luck, you, the uncomfortable conversations you avoided, the gym sessions you talked yourself out of, the business idea you buried because failure felt too loud and comfort felt too quiet. Real growth starts the exact second you stop negotiating with your own excuses and start calling yourself out, brutally, honestly, without mercy. You don't need someone else to hold you accountable. You need to look yourself dead in the eye and say, I did this to myself and mean it. That single moment of raw honesty is more powerful than 1,000 motivational quotes because quotes fade. But the truth about who's really been sabotaging your life, that stays with you, and it's the only thing strong enough to finally drag you out of the comfortable lie you've been living in. What if pain isn't your enemy? What if it's actually the price tag hanging on everything you've ever wanted, and you've been too afraid to check the receipt? Everybody wants the body, the business, the discipline, the respect, but almost nobody wants what it costs to get there. That's the disconnect that keeps people stuck their entire lives. You want to be unrecognizable in a year, but you're not willing to be uncomfortable for even 1 hour today. Growth has never been sold at a discount. Every person who ever built something worth having paid in sweat, in rejection, in sleepless nights, in humiliation, in getting back up after getting knocked flat on their face in front of people who laughed. Pain is not a punishment for trying. It's proof that you're finally doing something that matters. The version of you that you dream about, the stronger, sharper, more dangerous version, that person is standing on the other side of a wall built entirely out of discomfort, and there is no tunnel around it, no shortcut through it, no one who can carry you past it. You either climb the wall yourself, bleeding and exhausted, or you stay exactly where you are, comfortable and forgotten. Stop looking for a painless path to an extraordinary life. It doesn't exist. It never has. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you actually start moving. What if you are currently operating at less than half of what you're actually capable of, and your own brain is hiding that fact from you on purpose? Your mind is wired for survival, not for greatness. It will always whisper stop long before your body actually reaches its limit because its only job is to keep you safe, comfortable, and alive, not extraordinary. So when you feel like quitting during a workout, during a hard project, during a difficult year, that feeling arrives at roughly 40% of your true capacity. 40%. That means 60% of your potential is sitting locked away behind a mental door you've never bothered to push through because you believe the first sign of struggle meant you had hit your ceiling. You haven't. Elite performers in every field, sports, business, art, survival, didn't get there because they had more talent than everyone else. They got there because they learned to keep going after their mind screamed at them to stop, and they discovered a version of themselves on the other side that the comfortable version of them never even knew existed. Every time you give in at the first sign of difficulty, you reinforce that low ceiling as your permanent identity. Every time you push past it, even by one more rep, one more hour, one more attempt, you prove to your own brain that the ceiling was a lie. It told you to keep you small. What if discomfort isn't something to survive? What if it's actually the fire that forges the exact person you keep praying to become? Nobody becomes mentally strong by staying comfortable. Strength isn't inherited. It isn't given. It isn't found in a book. It's built brutally inside moments you desperately wanted to escape. The freezing morning you didn't want to run but ran anyway. The rejection you didn't want to face but faced anyway. The failure that embarrassed you in front of everyone but that you refused to let bury you. Those moments are not obstacles blocking your path to strength. They are the path. Every time you choose the harder option when the easier one was sitting right there, you are literally rewiring who you are at a cellular level. Teaching your nervous system that you are someone who does hard things, someone who doesn't fold under pressure, someone who can be trusted by yourself when everything falls apart. This is why people who've been through real suffering often carry a calm, dangerous confidence. They've already met their worst moments and didn't run from them. You don't build that kind of identity in comfort. You cannot microwave mental toughness. It is cooked slowly, painfully, one voluntarily chosen hard moment after another, until one day you look back and realize the very things you once feared are the exact things that made you unbreakable. What if average isn't some evil villain trying to destroy your life? What if it's something far more dangerous, something comfortable, something that feels warm and safe and reasonable? And that's exactly why it traps more people than any failure ever could. Nobody chooses to be average on purpose. They ease into it, one comfortable decision at a time, one good enough at a time, one day of settling that turns into a year, that turns into a decade, that turns into an entire wasted life spent complaining about a version of themselves they were too comfortable to change. Average will never confront you. It won't challenge you, embarrass you, or push back. It will simply let you coast quietly until the time to become something more has quietly run out. The extraordinary life you say you want requires you to become someone your comfortable self would not even recognize, someone willing to be uncomfortable on purpose every single day without needing applause, without needing permission, without needing anyone else to believe in them first. That is the real separation between the people who talk about greatness and the people who actually live it. The willingness to stay uncomfortable long after everyone else has quit, long after it stopped being exciting, long after nobody is watching. Average is available to everyone. Extraordinary is available only to the ones who refuse it. What if everything you have ever wanted in this life, the body, the business, the peace, the respect, the version of you that you dream about at 3 a.m, what if all of it has been sitting right there, waiting for you, just on the other side of the one thing you keep running from every single day? Discomfort? You want to know why most people never get there? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not even opportunity. It's comfort. Comfort is the quiet killer. It doesn't attack you. It doesn't threaten you. It just sits there in your couch, in your excuses, in your "I'll start Monday," slowly convincing you that this small, safe, shrunken life is all you were ever meant to have. Look in that mirror. Really look. That person staring back at you knows the truth even when your mouth is busy making excuses. You weren't tired. You were scared. It wasn't the wrong time. There is no right time coming to save you. The only person who has ever stood between you and the life you say you want is you. And until you're willing to stare at that fact without blinking, without softening it, nothing changes. Here's what nobody tells you about pain. It's not punishment. It's the price. Everybody wants the result. Almost nobody wants to pay for it. You want to be unrecognizable in 12 months, but you're not willing to be uncomfortable for even 1 hour today. That math doesn't work. It has never worked. Every person who built something real paid for it in sweat, in silence, in getting back up after getting humiliated in front of people who laughed at them. There is no discount. There is no shortcut. There is only the price and whether you're willing to pay it. And when your mind screams at you to stop, remember that scream shows up at about 40% of what you're actually capable of. 40%. That means the strongest version of you, the one you keep asking God for, is locked behind a door you've never even bothered to push because the first sign of struggle convinced you that you'd hit your limit. You haven't. You've barely started. Every hard morning you show up to anyway. Every rejection you face instead of hide from. Every failure that could have buried you but didn't, that is not suffering for nothing. That is the fire. That is how unbreakable people are built. Nobody is born mentally strong. It is forged painfully inside the exact moments you were desperate to escape. And average isn't your enemy charging at you with a weapon. Average is comfortable. Average feels safe. That's why it destroys more lives than failure ever will, because it never announces itself. It just lets you coast quietly until the years are gone and the life you wanted became the life you talked yourself out of. So, here's the only question that matters. Are you going to keep protecting a comfortable version of yourself that was never even worth protecting? Or are you finally going to walk toward the one thing you've been avoiding your entire life, knowing full well that everything you have ever wanted has been standing on the other side of it the whole time? This is not a speech about motivation, because motivation fades by tomorrow morning. This is a decision. The comfort zone will always be there, warm, familiar, waiting to take you back the second you get tired. But so will the life you actually want, sitting right behind it. Patient, unclaimed, still yours if you're willing to walk through the discomfort to get it. Nobody is coming to drag you there. No one is going to make the hard call for you, wake up early for you, or absorb the failure for you. This is yours to build, one uncomfortable choice at a time, starting the moment you close this and decide whether you go back to the couch or forward into the fire. The extraordinary life is not hiding from you. You've been hiding from it. Stop. What if I told you that right now, tonight, the exact life you've been praying for is sitting less than 60 seconds of discomfort away from you, and you've been walking past it every single day, telling yourself it's not the right time. You are not tired, you are scared. There's a difference, and deep down, you already know which one is true. Your mind quits at 40% of what your body can actually handle. 40%. Which means the strongest, sharpest, most dangerous version of you has been locked behind a door you've never even pushed on because the first sign of struggle convinced you to stop. Everybody wants the body. Everybody wants the business. Everybody wants the peace. Almost nobody is willing to pay for it. And it has a price: sweat, silence, humiliation, getting back up after getting knocked flat in front of people who laughed. There is no discount on an extraordinary life. There never has been. Average won't attack you. It's comfortable. It's warm. That's exactly